Hey guys, Sam here. I just wanted to do sort of a quick demonstration of what FTX is, how to use it, and how to trade futures and leverage tokens. So to start off with here, you can go to ftx.com, which is the exchange's website. You're going to want to register an account here. You do that just by clicking this button. I already have one, so I'm just going to log in. Once you've created your account, you're going to need to pass KYC if you haven't done so already. So you can go up to your settings page here, and you can control a lot of settings here. You can change what your maximum leverage is. You can create API keys. You can toggle whether you're shown on the leaderboard. You can use sub-accounts, and you can also verify your identity. So this is how you do KYC. Just click on this button, fill out this information, and click Submit Documents. We'll get to it within 24 hours of submission. Note that we also have a referral program. Anyone who uses your referral link gets a 5% discount on trading fees, and you also collect 30% of their fees. You can find your referral link here again at ftx.com/profile, and send this to all of your friends. Cool. I'm now going to switch to an account that's already been KYC'd here, just to make things quicker. So let me log in here. And I'm going to switch to a sub-account I created for this video. So here you can see that the identity already has been verified here. So to start off with, I'm going to show you about what sub-accounts are. So if you want to have multiple sub-accounts here, you can go to your sub-account settings, which is just ftx.com/sub-accounts. You can also find it here. And you can toggle which account you're using. You can also create more accounts. And you can move funds between different accounts. And each account has completely separate margin and positions. Anyway, you can ignore that for now. So first thing that I'm going to do is show you how to deposit and withdraw. So you can go to your wallet page here. It's ftx.com/wallet. Here's where you can find all of your balances. You can find your deposit and your withdrawal history here. On FTX, there's a few main coins. There's what we call USD stablecoins. This is the US dollar backing and collateral and settlement of the exchange. You can deposit any of Trust Token, USD Coin, and Paxos here, and they'll all count towards your stablecoin balance. So if I want to deposit, USDC, I would just click, deposit here, then click USDC, and I can get my address. Similarly, if you want to withdraw USDs, you can withdraw it as any of these three. And this is all one-to-one conversions, no fees. FTT is the exchange token for the FTX ecosystem. I'll talk more about that soon. And then we also have Bitcoin, Tether, ETH, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. And again, you can just deposit any of these the same way. Note that we support both Omni Tether and ERC20 Tether. If you have Omni Tether, you can send to this address. ERC20, you can send to this address. And similarly, if you want to withdraw your Tether, you can enter either an Omni or an ERC20 address, and it will automatically recognize which of those it is. So right now, I just have a bunch of USD here. Let's say that I want to turn some of this into Bitcoin. I can do that using this handy convert function here. So all I have to do is I click convert, going from USD here to Bitcoin. So I want to convert, 500 of my dollars into Bitcoin. Just type 500 in here. It'll quote me a price, $9,496 per Bitcoin, and I can click convert. And now you see that I have, 0.05 Bitcoins. So this is all instant. And you can convert back to if you want. Cool. So that's how the convert function works. It's the quickest way to change between different tokens on FTX. If you want to trade futures here on FTX, you need to use collateral. The things that count towards your collateral are USD stablecoins, Bitcoin, and Tether. all three of these count. And so if you, for instance, deposited some Ethereum but want to use it as collateral, you could convert this Ethereum to US dollars. Note that Bitcoin and USDT only count towards 95% towards your collateral. Also note that all profit and loss is paid out in US dollars. So if you have nothing but Bitcoins as collateral, we'll automatically convert that to US dollars for you if you need to pay out P&L. And if you get paid P&L, it'll show up as US dollars. If you instead want to have nothing but Bitcoins, you can always convert those US dollars back to Bitcoins using this dialog box. All of the pages, or most of the pages, have a little question mark at the top. If you want to know more, you can click on this and it will link to various Help Center articles related to that page. You can also see your history of deposits, withdrawals down here, and here you can see the US dollar to Bitcoin conversion that we did. Cool, so now that we have some collateral, I'm going to go ahead and trade some futures with it. So you can see a list of all of our futures up here. Maybe I'll just start by trading some Bitcoin perpetual futures. So as an explanation for what a perpetual future is, this is a contract. It's a Bitcoin contract. You can buy it, you can sell it, and you can margin trade it. So you can get leveraged long, leveraged short. Every hour, there's what we call a funding payment. And this funding payment is a transfer between the long positions and the short positions. This is what ties this product to an actual Bitcoin. If the future has been trading above the price of a Bitcoin, then there will be a funding payment from the long positions to the short positions to reward those who are selling it to keep it in line with the Bitcoin. And vice versa, if it's been trading below the price of Bitcoin, there will be a funding payment from the short positions to the long positions. Note that this is not a fee. The exchange does not collect anything on this. This is just a transfer between different users. So you can see that right now, in about half an hour, about 0.001% is going to be paid from the short positions to the long positions. Again, if you want to know more, you can click this little help menu box here. So let's go ahead and make a trade here. So note that I have $20,000 roughly of collateral. And I'm currently using 20x leverage, which means that I can put on a position 20 times that size. So I could potentially put on a position up to $400,000. I'm not going to do that to start off with here, though. So let's say that I wanted to buy some Bitcoin futures. So I could type in the price I want to buy it here, maybe up to 9,500. I'm just going to send a limit order for now. And let's say that I want to buy one Bitcoin future. So I just have to enter this in. I'm going to click buy. And now you can see that if you scroll down here, you can see your positions, your trades. And if we go to my trades here, you can see that I bought one Bitcoin future. And if you go to my positions, you can see that I'm now long. If I want to sell this out here, I could just click on sell. Let's say I want to sell it at, down to 9,400. Or let's just say I want to send a market order and sell it at whatever price the market has. So I'm just going to say one Bitcoin here and click the sell button. And if I go my trades here, I can see this sale. Because you're allowed to use leverage here, even though I only have $20,000, I could trade more than $20,000 worth of futures. Bitcoin's worth about $10,000. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy 4 Bitcoins. Note that's about, $36,000, $37,000, which is substantially more than the amount of collateral I have. But because I'm trading on margin, I can still do this. So I'm just going to go here and click buy. And if you go to my positions here, oh, it looks like did not get filled there. So I was sending a limit order, but the market moved up before I placed this order. So this is me right here sitting on the order book. I'm going to cancel this open order and try again. And this time I'm going to try at a higher price. Maybe I'll just send a market order to make this easier. So I'm going to buy 4 of these. And now, if you go to my trades here, you can see I bought 4 Bitcoin futures at 95.09, and you can see my position is I'm long. I'm now about 2x leveraged. That's because my position size is about $40,000, but I only have $20,000 of collateral. And that's totally fine. I'm allowed to get up to 20x leveraged. That's how you trade futures on FTX. The next thing that I'm going to do here, let me just close down this position before I forget. So I'm going to go to sell. I'm just going to sell, my position size here. And now I've closed down my position. If you want to, you can also place stop loss orders. The way stop loss order works, it's a more advanced order type, is if I, for instance, put a buy side stop loss order, that means that if the price ever reaches a certain price, it will buy. So if I put, for instance, 9,600 here, and let's say I want to buy, 2 Bitcoin futures. If it got there, I'll place this order, and this is now sitting there. So if the price of these futures ever gets as high as 9,600, it will automatically buy 2 of them for me. Conversely, if I want to sell if it ever got to 9,600, I could just place a normal limit order here at 9,600. And this will then show up on the order book. And if the price ever gets to 9,600 and people try and buy, they'll buy from me. So these 2 order types allow you to trade conditional on what price futures reach. One common thing that people do here, I'm going to cancel both of these, is that they'll put on a position, but then put a stop loss to close it down. So let's say, for instance, that I buy, 3 Bitcoin futures in the market right now. So I'm now, if you look at my positions, I'm now going to be long 3 Bitcoins. But let's say that I didn't want to lose more than $100 per Bitcoin. A thing I could do, sorry, I'm short 3 Bitcoins. Oops. A thing I could do is put it on a stop loss order. So what I'm going to do here is change it to stop loss, the trigger price of 9,600. So I'm short 3 Bitcoin futures. That means I win if futures go down and I lose if futures go up. I have a stop loss order to buy at 9,600, which means that if futures go up $100, so I've lost $100 per Bitcoin, so $300 total, this order will automatically execute buying 3 Bitcoins, which will close down my position. So this means that there's a maximum that I can lose on this open position. Conversely, I can win an unlimited amount if Bitcoin just keeps going down. Well, I'm going to go ahead and cancel all of these, and I'll close down this position here by buying back these 3 Bitcoins. Note that unlike most other cryptocurrency derivatives exchanges, futures are not inverted here, they're standard futures. So what that means is that you don't have to think about how many US dollars worth of positions you have open or something like that to close it down. If you're long 3 Bitcoins, you just have to sell 3 Bitcoins. If I look at my trades here, I can see a history of all the trades that I've done. And if I look at my positions, well, I don't have any open here. So I'm completely flat. Cool. If you want to figure out how much money you've made or lost, the calculation is really simple. All you have to do is look at the price you bought at minus the price you sold at and multiply it by the number of futures you traded. So in this case here, I sold for 94.9850. I bought at 95.0850. So I lost about $10 per future. So I lost about $30. All right, next I'm going to show a few other products that we have on this site. This is our most active product, which is the Bitcoin perpetual futures. But we also have a lot of sort of new products here. One is USDT. So Tether is a stable coin in crypto, but because of banking difficulties, it's not always worth exactly $1. Since right now our Tether index says that Tether is worth about spot $9,976. A lot of people are interested in their exposure to USDT, but it's difficult to hedge this. So let's say that you had 100,000 USDT on Binance that you're using to trade with, but you didn't want to lose money if Tether went down. Well, one thing that you could do is keep that Tether there because you need it to trade. But to hedge it, you could sell some USDT futures. So you could go here and sell, 100,000 USDT futures. So I'm just going to click this. And cool, you see I opened up this position here. You can see my fill. I sold at 99.86. And now if Tether goes down, it's true that I'll lose to my Tether on Binance, but I'll make money on this. You can also keep track of your P&L on the trades by looking at your open positions here. I'm going to go ahead and close this one down too, just so we can move on. And it's closed. Cool. One last type of product that I want to show you here is our index futures. So this is our altcoin perpetual index future. And what that means is that rather than being a future on a single coin, this is a future on the average performance of the most liquid altcoins. So this has BCH, BNB, BSV, EOS, ETH, LEO, LTC, TRX, and XRP in it. If you want, you can click on this button here to get more detailed description of exactly what's in this index. If you want, you can place bets on what will happen to the altcoin industry in general using this feature. So if I thought that altcoins were going to go up today, I could just buy alt perp. And if I thought they were going to go down, I could short sell this. And this lets me get exposure to all of these coins instead of just being exposed to what happens with a particular one of them. Cool. One last thing I want to show about futures is liquidations. So because you're trading on margin, you are opening yourself up to the risk of getting liquidated. So let's say that I bought, 5 Bitcoin futures here. So I'm going to go ahead and click buy. I'm trading on margin, which means that I just opened a position here of size about $50,000, but I only actually have $20,000. So if Bitcoin falls too much, I'm going to go bankrupt on this account. The risk engine will automatically close you down before that happens. And if you want to know where that happens, you can look at your open positions. And so here we can see an estimated liquidation price. This means that if Bitcoin falls down to about $6,000, then this account will get liquidated and my position will be closed down. You can also take a look at the fact that we're currently using, we currently have about 40% margin. That means that our collateral pool here is about 40% of our position size. If that falls down to 4%, we're going to start getting liquidated. If you want to know more about how liquidations work, you can click on this little help button and click on this article, and it'll describe our risk engine. Once again, here I'm just going to close this down. Cool. So next thing that I want to show you guys here are leveraged tokens. So leveraged tokens are kind of a cool new product on FTX. The way leveraged tokens work is these are ERC20 tokens that have leveraged price action. So if we look at BULL here, this is our 3x long Bitcoin token. If Bitcoin goes up 1%, BULL goes up 3%. And if Bitcoin goes down 1%, BULL goes down 3%. But the really cool thing about these is that they manage your margin for you. So you don't have to worry about getting liquidated. You don't have to worry about storing collateral on a platform. And they're ERC20 tokens, so you can move them around the blockchain. So if I want to get 3x long Bitcoin, one thing I could do would be to go to the Bitcoin perpetual futures and buy, about $60,000 worth of them. Another thing I could do, though, would just be to buy some bull. So you can go here and do that. I'm just going to convert into bull. Remember, you can use convert to switch between any tokens. And because these are just ERC20 tokens, you can do that. So let's say that I want to spend, $5,000 to create some bull. And again, this will put on a position of 3 times that size. So it'll put on a position of $15,000. Here you can see it's offering me a quote. So you can click convert. And now I have this bull. So this bull that I have is going to be 3x levered. So, I spent $5,000 on it. If Bitcoin goes up 10%, for instance, rather than making $500, I will make $1,500. And that's all you have to do. You never again have to worry about liquidations or margin or collateral. If I want to short sell Bitcoin, on the other hand, I could pull up the bear token, which is our 3x short Bitcoin token, and I could buy some bear. So I don't know, maybe I'll buy $1,000 of bear. And this is equivalent to selling $3,000 of Bitcoin. And so this lets you hedge or get short an underlying coin without needing to post any collateral, without needing to worry about liquidations, without needing to manage any of that. And because it's an ERC20 token, if I want to, I can even withdraw this to, my private Bear wallet. And it's an ERC20 token, so just any ETH address will work. Make sure that if you send this to another exchange, only send it to an exchange that lists Bear. Otherwise, they might not have a process in place to recognize the deposit. Cool. So that's how leverage tokens work. And again, it is just as easy as that. And so now if I go to my balances here, you can see that, I own some bear and I own some bull. For every future that we list, we have a 3x long, 3x short, and 1x short token. So for instance, for, alt, which is our altcoin index future, we have alt bull, which is our 3x long, alt bear, which is our 3x short, and alt hedge, which is our 1x short. You can do all the conversions from this one page if you want as well. Cool. Leverage tokens, a few things to know about them. So they do charge a 3 basis point per day management fee to sort of manage your collateral for you. And each day, they have exactly 3 times the movement of the underlying future. But over a longer period of time, that can differ. And the reason is that if you make money on your token, it will automatically reinvest your profits, thus amplifying its returns going forward. And if it goes down, then it will deleverage its position in order to avoid liquidation risk. And so each individual day is 3x the returns, but over a longer period, its returns might be different than that. So next thing that I'm going to talk about, and let me actually just go ahead and convert away some of these tokens here. So again, I can just use this, selling this into USD stablecoins here. I'm going to sell, however much bull I have. And I'm going to sell away my bear as well. And now I'm flat those, and I've gotten back, dollars equal to them. The next thing I'm going to talk about is FTT. FTT is the exchange ecosystem token for FTX. Like BNB, Leo, HT, and a bunch of other tokens, FTT has a lot of benefits related to trading on FTX. So you can go to ftx.com/FTT to see a lot of information about it. In terms of what FTT does, we will do a buy and burn of 1/3 of all fees generated on FTX. And so that will be a way to make sure that the FTT token holders benefit from trading on FTX. You also get fee discounts if you hold FTT. And so you can click here to see the whole fee schedule. But basically, based on how large your FTT holdings are, you get a discount on all futures transactions that you do. In addition to this, we're going to be adding more and more utility going forward, including a 10% socialized gain. And so what we mean by that is if the insurance fund on FTX grows, 10% of all of that will be returned to FTT via a buy and burn of the token. It'll also be usable as collateral. So some other interesting things to know about FTT. One is that it's listing on July 29th, which is about 24 hours from now. When it lists, you'll be able to buy it on FTX. You can do that from the ftx.com/FTT page. We'll also add it up here as a token that you can trade, and we'll have a spot market for it. You can find information about the supply of FTT up here, and also about our buy and burns. So you can see that we're about to return about $500,000 here via the first ever FTT buy and burn. If you want to see more information, you can click on these links up here. You'll also be able to trade FTT straight from your wallet page by using the convert function. If the more that you are going to be a part of the FTX ecosystem, the more it makes sense to hold FTT. Partially because you'll get these fee rebates based on your FTT holdings. Partially because you'll be able to sell to the buy and burns that are going to be happening. And the more excited you are about this product, the more potential that the token has. So FTT is listing on FTX and is also listing on BitMax and CoinEx tomorrow, and on more exchanges going forward. Last thing I'm going to do is walk you through a few pair trades that you can do on FTX. So let's say that you don't know which way markets are going, but you think that Bitcoin is going to do better than altcoins. So you think that if things go down, altcoins are going to go down more. If things go up, Bitcoin's going to go up more. Well, one way you can express that is by getting long BTC and short alt. So for instance, I could buy one Bitcoin here. This is, about $9,500 worth. And you'll see it show up as a position. And I could then go to the altcoin perpetual futures, and I could sell the same amount of altcoins. So I'm just going to do this here. And now if you look at my positions here, I'm long Bitcoins, and I'm short altcoins. And so what I've done is basically put on the Bitcoin versus altcoin spread. If both go up or down 10%, I won't lose or win anything because I'm hedged overall. But if altcoins underperform Bitcoin, I'll make money. And if they outperform, I'll lose money. So this is one sort of cool trade that's super easy to do on FTX. And note that you don't have to make a bet on a specific altcoin, you don't have to separately sell every single altcoin. If you just sell this index feature, you've automatically put a trade on based on the average performance of all of them. Another way that you could do the same trade is with the leveraged tokens. So if I go to tokens up here, another way, let's say that I want to go the opposite direction. Let's say that I want to bet that altcoins would outperform Bitcoin. Well, I could create some alt bull. So here I'm just going to buy, $1,000 worth of alt bull, which gets me long $3,000 worth of altcoins. And then I'm going to create $1,000 worth of bear, which is the 3x short Bitcoin leverage token. And so now you see that if Bitcoin goes down, I win to bear. And if altcoins go up, I win to my alt bull position. And so once again, I don't have any net exposure to cryptocurrency, but I do have exposure to this altcoin Bitcoin spread. And with these tokens here, I've put it on such that I make money if altcoins do better than Bitcoin. And obviously I could reverse that by buying bull and alt bear instead. Similarly, you can make a bet on smaller market cap tokens. So we list algo futures here. So if you wanted to bet that algo would outperform shitcoins in general, you could buy some algo futures, and then to hedge that, you could sell some shitcoin futures. So we have altcoin futures, which are sort of the top 10 coins, mid-cap futures, which are the next 40 or so coins, and then shitcoin futures, which are roughly coins 50 through 200. And so you can do this in order to make bets on what shitcoins will do in general, or in order to hedge a particular shitcoin position of yours. And similarly, if you wanted to bet that algo would underperform shitcoins in general, you could convert to some algo bear, which gets you short algo, and then you could convert to some, if you scroll down here, you could convert to some bullshit, which is the 3x long shitcoin index token. So using the index futures, it's super easy to bet on the performance of one token versus its general class of tokens. And if you want, you can do this with the leverage tokens instead, which makes the whole process simpler and means you don't need to manage your positions or collateral. Cool, that's most of the features on FTX. You'll notice we also have a leaderboard. We have a volume monitor here where you can see the volume of different exchanges worldwide. And this successfully filters out most of the fake volume in crypto, leaving you only with the legitimate exchanges. You can tab through here to see your positions, your trades, your open orders. And you can always go to your settings page here to change things like your maximum allowed collateral, to create more sub-accounts, to create API keys, and to find your referral link. Thanks for watching. Again, FTT lists tomorrow, Monday, July 29th, 10 p.m. Hong Kong time, 10 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. UTC. Super excited about this launch. Would love to have you guys participate in it. It'll be launching on FTX, BitMax, and CoinEx. And I would love to have everyone check out the FTX platform. You can find it at ftx.com. If you have any questions, you can find our various groups down here. So our Telegram's our primary English language group. We also have a WeChat group here for Chinese language support. And you can find us on Twitter. You can find our blog, and you can find more information down here. Thanks so much for listening.